want to relocate and buy a house. What do you do? By the end of this video, you will have a plan for doing just that. If you're getting a mortgage, you most likely know that one of your very first steps is getting pre-qualified or pre-approved. Most of the pre-qualification process is exactly the same, except for a few small things. If you're one of the lucky folks who work from home, you will most likely need a letter from your employer stating that you are fully remote. If you're simply transferring to a new location, your employer will need to write a letter stating exactly that. If you will be getting a new job in your new area, then you'll need an offer letter stating how much you'll be making. The letter will need to be signed by you and your employer, and it will need to state your salary and your start date. If you are an hourly employee, this offer letter will need to have some sort of guaranteed income on it. Now, if you have all of these pieces down, your next step is to find a really great agent. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I always say you should work with a really great agent, but in this case, it's even more important. When you're relocating, you're likely going to be doing a lot of your search virtually. So it's really important that you have someone you really trust with their boots on the ground in the area where you're looking, who can be really honest with you about areas and homes. You don't just want them to show you the good parts. You need the good, the bad, and the ugly because you can't be there to see it for yourself. So it's super important that you have an agent who you really trust here. When you're relocating, one of the most important things to look for in an agent is someone who has experience with buyers who are relocating and someone who knows the area very well. So I would look for someone who's either originally from the area, who has lived there for a long time, or who just has a lot of experience in a lot of different neighborhoods. Usually you can look up their sales record on Zillow, or you can ask for it to see where they've been selling homes and if they seem to have a wide knowledge of different areas or if they tend to stick to one area. If you're relocating, you probably want someone who has experience in a lot of different areas so that they can help you find the right neighborhood for you, especially if you're unfamiliar with the area that you're moving to. And another reason why it's important to work with someone who has experience and buyers who are relocating is because you will most likely be doing a lot of virtual tours. You'll do this either by FaceTime or Zoom or whatever, but you need someone who has experience in showing homes and neighborhoods this way. If you need help getting connected with an awesome agent, all you have to do is click the link below to schedule your home buying analysis and action plan meeting, and we'll discuss what you're looking for and where you're looking for it, and then we'll get you connected with the perfect agent for you. Once you're connected with an awesome agent, they will send you their recommendations for awesome local lenders in the area where you're moving to. There are 3 main reasons why you want to work with a lender who is local to the area where you're moving. Number 1, because when you're at the point to where you're ready to start submitting offers, your offers will be stronger when you work with a local lender. Your offer is much more likely to be accepted because the sellers will have a lot more confidence that you will actually be able to get your mortgage and close smooth. On that note, you are much more likely to have a smooth home buying process if you work with a lender who has a reputation for getting buyers to closing smoothly. Work with a lender who you don't know. You are risking getting to closing in the first place and getting to closing smoothly and on time. And number 3, your closing costs will vary widely depending on the area. Even just the school district can really change your transfer tax. So it's important to work with a lender who's in the area so they know how your closing costs change and can give you accurate estimates. We don't like surprises at closing, especially when it comes to closing costs. Okay, so you have your lender and your agent. At this point, my best advice is that if you can, make a trip out to the area where you'll be moving to. You want to try to at least check out neighborhoods. Homes are pretty easy to tour virtually, but neighborhoods you kind of have to get a feel for. You can certainly do virtual neighborhood tours with your agent and do plenty of research online, but it's just nice to be able to be there and really see it for yourself. But if not, this is where the experience of your agent comes in. And now once you've identified a few neighborhoods that might work for you when you're around 3 to 4 months away from your ideal move-in date, now you can start touring homes with your agent either virtually or in person. So if you can be there, great. But if not, buying a home from a virtual tour is very common. Or one thing that tends to work for a lot of people is doing a round of virtual tours first, and then once you have a few homes that you really like, you can come out in person when you're able to. Sometimes there's simply not time to get out there if you don't live close, so virtual tours will have to do. Then from here, the process is the exact same as if you were moving to an area where you already live. Have a home inspection, which again, ideally you can be there, but if not, you can have your agent FaceTime you in, and you'll always get a report, typically with pictures. To learn how long it takes to close on a home, you can watch this video. But if you're relocating, especially if you're relocating to an area where you're not familiar, my best advice is to start early. Start researching areas and neighborhoods now because it might take you some time to really find the right one. If you're looking for more information on how to buy your first home, click here.